We are live. Let's give a couple of people a chance to get on here. And what we are doing is we are live. Got some stuff that we're going to do today. That's a Corvette Clam shell seat. The backrest, the reason they call it that is the backrest closes down like a clam shell. This one right here, if you look, you can see that right there is in pretty bad shape. That's where the leather will crack on them. And as the customer don't get it fixed, there's them sitting on there will just hey Jane. As the customer sits on it with the cracks on the seat, as it's exposed, they just sit on it and it wears that right there down. The sunlight and stuff will wear that right there down too. And you see that one's pretty deep. So I'm gonna show y'all what we're gonna do today. We're not gonna show you the whole thing about putting the covers on, but I am gonna fix this foam right here and show you how we're gonna do it. That right there is pretty deep. You can tell like that. It is deep. That one right there is pretty deep too. The cover, I think you done throw them all away, ain't you, Wes?
You threw them away when you took trash away?
Yeah, I throw them away. But here's the other part. This is the driver's seat. Seems like the driver's seat always gets worst of it because everybody's sitting in it. See that? That's pretty rusty. He supplied us with some covers. Things that people should know about these seats is that's the covers right there. I don't know who he got them from, but he did order them. They look like they're sewed real good. That's the back of them. I wouldn't say that scrim on there's real good, but you know, you're buying them from a company and they're going to do them probably cheaply, but these are pretty good. Okay. The thing is Wesley put these on earlier to test fit them, and that's what you should always do is test fit what you got. And these covers are a good bit bigger than the get y'all right here. What is it?
The warning that there's two different types of covers.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say was there's two different type covers.
It gives you the
okay. There you go, right there. It tells you about the two different type covers. One is like the bolsters will be bigger, and one is the bolsters are smaller. And this case right here is, I think I'm gonna fix is we're probably gonna pack them covers back up because these right here don't fit the foam. They're a good bit bigger, ain't they, Wesley? Yep. Wesley put them on, and it was about that far, which is about 2 inches bigger. So whenever you pull them around here like this, there's the wire. Ooh, my finger was in the way of the camera. Let me stick this up here. Wesley done got it off. He's a good cameraman. He done got about where he can think about what I'm going to ask him or think what I'm going to say. Okay, this part right here, if you put them on, they anchor down in the centers, and the way you put them on is the first thing that you do is you line all this down here up in the bottom. All right, so just like that. You line this up on the sides. Normally, it's got a piece of wire down here in the bottom that you anchor to, and that holds this center part down. It's still a little cold here in Georgia, so it's when it's cold like this, vinyl don't work real good. These ain't leather. And before you start messing with these and cutting on them or sticking holes in them to anchor them or trying to do something like that, you can send them back. But once you try to attempt to put this on, it's yours. So let that be a thought. It looks like it might doggone fit, Wesley.
And the problem I had was up under here. You had so much when you pull it.
Right in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that right there does anchor down. Wesley was talking about right in here. They might actually go on. But they looked like they was pretty big whenever he was tinkering with them a while ago. So this right here is kind of floppy, right in there. That's a lot to take up right there. That's 2 inches. That's 2 inches that I'm holding right here. And this right here has got the anchor right here. So this line if I pull that line back to the edge where it's supposed to go, this piece right here, that's where it anchors right here. This piece right here is over about 2 inches. This right here don't look that bad on the sides. But that is where it goes, and you can see that's where it anchors because that's got a hard piece of wire in it right here. Right here. So that is off. That right there looks like that would fit. That would fit. This right here, this bolster right here, I'm going to say that right there is over 2 inches. So I'm thinking that these covers right here, because that anchor's right there, and could I build it up? Yeah, I could probably build it up, but it's the wrong covers for it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the phone, and I'm going to let him know that these are the wrong covers, that he needs to reorder, and get the right ones. Because I didn't order them, or I would see about it. So, and it ain't going to, this foam right here will shrink down, but we done steamed this right here, and it didn't raise up a lot, did it, Wesley? So that lets you know.
Not to compensate for what that cover is.
Yeah. Another thing with Corvettes, if they get wet, this has got a fiberglass shell, which it does have a hole right here for these to come through. But you see this right here has done rusted in two, like that. You could take a little piece of brake line, like that, and clean that right there up. Take a little piece of brake line and stick over that. Put you some JB weld or something on it because it's too rusty to weld. And put your little JB weld on there or something. Clean that up real good and let it dry. Maybe take some crimping pliers, like you crimp a piece of wire, and you crimp them, and just let it sit, and that'll hold that together. Right in here, that's hard rust. You tinker with it too much, it could break. The wire in here is really went through about all it can stand. So if it was mine, I might would order some foam to go with the covers. But what we're gonna do today is is I'm gonna show you how to fix this raggedy foam. This part right here. So get you a couple of weights and just stick in there to help you hold it. We're gonna sand that right there down a little bit. A lot of people will take this, because I've seen it. I've seen them do it. They'll take this and just cut a little piece and stick in there like that, and then try to cut it off. But I can't understand why they would leave whenever they could just smooth it out and just put it in there. So that's what we're going to do. To keep from getting foam everywhere all over the shop, I'm going to take this bread cutter and we're going to take it and we're just going to smooth it out a little bit with it first, and then I'm going to hit it with this that's called a Bondo Buster. It's orbitable sander like that. It's big. I know it is. A lot of people use a small one, but I use the big one. That's like 36 grit paper. It's real rough. So we're just going to come in here. If this knife don't have them real sharp teeth on it, and they're kind of just like kind of smooth, like they won't cut. They don't cut good. So you can leave them at the flea market. These don't cut good with glue on them. Really, hand me my. Sometimes I trim with this stuff, and it's this right here is a brake cleaner. It cleans that glue off pretty easy. When the foam is real dead like this and don't have no density to it, it's harder to cut with a knife like this. Or any kind of knife, it's just harder to do it. Yeah, you can. Wesley read my mind. This right here is a sharpening. It's for sharpening knives. You stick your knife in there. It's got these two rods in there. You can take this and run it across that knife like this. And it will sharpen this blade. All right, so we got all this cut down. Now I'm going to take and smooth this up a little bit. We'll take and smooth that up just a little bit, and we'll work on this bottom, and I'm going to smooth it out. And what we're trying to achieve is this right here. Make it smooth, build it back up, Even though them covers don't fit, we're still gonna make this video and I'm gonna show you how to do that. This is gonna be a little loud, but it's not gonna take but a minute to do it. I'm holding this up. I'm not putting the weight of it on it. I'm holding it in place, just holding it up and smoothing it out. Okay, so we got that smoothed out. Take some scissors.
They're in the box.
I'm just gonna trim this a little bit off right here. This foam has like a little, maybe the way it was in the mold. Okay, so we got that much right there fixed. I wish we had a bigger piece of this, but we can use this pink right here. It works good. Do you? All right, Wesley's gonna help me out. Yeah, we do. All right, this is a real good density. This right here could be close to the same. Got my marker, Wesley.
It's on the cart. I cleaned up and everything's back where it's supposed to be.
Wesley's gonna come in.
Trying to do better about picking up stuff.
Yeah, we're learning how to pick up after ourselves. I'm just gonna shape it a little bit closer than what it is. All right. And then I'll retrim it. You can always go back and retrim it and have a stack of foam left over. But this is where we're at with it. I'll take the knife and trim it down a little bit once I get it stuck. We do have a big exhaust fan in here that's pulling all this out. thankfully. Okay. I'm just blowing air on here now. That dries it a little bit quicker. It is a little bit on the cold side, so put a little heat to it, don't hurt. But you do want to get a bit of glue on it, because you don't want it peeling up on the edge. Alright, so now we got that piece, we got it glued, and we're going to take this piece right here and stick it right on the edge. Roll that in down in that groove. Okay, that's how you do it. Alright, I'm going to take this bread cutter and we're going to trim it. I always thought it was a turkey carver, but you know, bread cutter works. You can look at the shape of the foam, and that's the way you go by. You go by the shape of the foam and just cut it down. I'm watching the end of that blade against that foam to make sure that I don't go too deep. Like that. See? It went in too deep. See, it even cut some of that out. Alright, I'm going to show you how to fix that. This is a good thing for you to learn, is how to fix and go back. Alright, so we're going to take this right here. Alright, and while that's drying, I'm gonna keep trimming over here. I'm going to take this piece right here, stick it right back down in place where it was. Then I'm going to start over. All right. So we got it pretty much in the shape that we want it. We cut all these little pieces off of it. We'll throw that in the trash. Warm that up just a little bit. I don't know how good my grinding disc. These grinding discs, they look good. I don't know if I ground some wood with it. But if you grind something with it, it will knock that real roughness off of it, and it won't grind foam real good. We take these right here, once we take them off, we don't throw them away. We use them we'll take and fold it halfway like this, and we'll use it around the shop for different things. One with. So it's not totally wasted. And I'm sure this right here is going to take it down quicker because it's a new piece of paper. We might have some new people. You always go against. You don't turn it back to where it pulled it back off. You fold it, you grind with this wheel going off. You don't. If I turn it around, it roll that up.
wire stuck in the plastic.
Yeah. That rotten piece of wire. Alright, so that's pretty much the way that it's going to turn out. We still got this side right here to fix, but once it's level like this, just say I took and put a piece of headliner over it. Once I get this done and take and put and feather the edge on the headliner, it looked just as good. But this piece right here would be next. Yeah, right in there. Do we have a piece of headliner, Weston?
We'll have to cut off the roll.
Oh, I figured we had a piece of that. That's a pattern. We had it. I mean, we had it to use. There's another piece right there. Okay, so here's a piece of headliner. What we'll do is once we finish this up, we'll take this piece of headliner and just stretch over it, feather that little 1/8 inch off. Just gonna heat that up, speed up the drying process on it. When it's cold weather, the hair don't dry as good, just plain air. In the summertime, you can just take it, blow it like this. It'll dry real good, won't it? Speed it up. All right, we're gonna come right in here. Spray that with that brake cleaner. I told that guy, he called yesterday, wanted his seat fixed. He probably ain't gonna like it when I call him back and say your covers is the wrong ones. All right, I'm just gonna shake that up real quick. Hand me that piece of wore out paper with.
Oh, you want to sample it?
Yeah. Just to smooth it up just a little bit like this, you can take this paper and angle it. And if it's got any grooves in it, it takes a long time to do this. Any little old dimple that's sticking up will show up through that foam. Alright. There's one little bitty dimple right here where I had cut that piece off earlier. I'm gonna take and repair that. It don't want to leave me. All these little scrap pieces, they're not really worth anything, so you're probably just gonna throw them away. While that's sitting, I'm gonna spray this headliner. If it's a big enough piece of scrap headliner, it's always a good idea to try to save it, because you never know whenever you're going to be using it on something like this.
We don't have scrap.
Yeah, we have short pieces. A lady that run a metal shop told me that. She taught me that lesson. She said, I went down there and I was going to buy some scrap metal out of the barrel, and I always would say, I got this out of the scrap. That way I would get it a lot cheaper. And then one day I went in there and she said, we don't have scrap no more. We just have short pieces. So from then on, we didn't have scrap no more. We just had short pieces. Then we went. That really ain't enough sticking up to sand it, I don't think. You always sand out toward the edges, never from the edges back in. Unless it's really dry. I'm talking about when you're making this, when you're putting this together. If it was really, really dry, it probably might not matter as much, but whenever you're doing like this and you're building this and it's damp, it's still not 100% cured. I'll speed it up just a little bit. on my last video. Wasn't it like the last comment? Somebody asked me something.
It wasn't the last comment. It was one of the first ones that come on there.
Was it? Asked me was I trans. That was my first troll. We got this piece right here ready. So I'm gonna try to stretch it on a little bit. We'll feather that out along the edge. I might just roll that over the edge there, West. Won't be no feathering that.
Hanging up.
That's all right. I got enough. Y'all hear it spitting? That means we almost back. When I first started, I wish I would have had YouTube. Probably saved me a whole lot of time. There wasn't no such thing as the internet back then. I'll come down here. All right, and with just a little feathering. I'm gonna glue that right there. Anybody got any questions, Wes?
Not that I've seen. Philip Hall appreciates your work. He's learning from you.
Hey, I appreciate that. Because my grand boys, I tried to show them, and they sure didn't want to learn. They sure didn't want to learn, did they, Wesley? I wish they had them. So that's whenever we got better. Instead of just die and take it all, you know, not nobody learn nothing. Why not just share it on YouTube? Shit, y'all ain't gonna come here and go against me. All right. What I'm gonna show you is this edge right here.
The other end's about
Man,
to fall
that's
off the thing.
That's done broke, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. It's laying right there.
Where at? Right here? Yeah. Hey, I told y'all this thing right here was rotten. Wasn't that barely, just a little bitty bit holding that right there together. That was right here. Without this piece to hold the seat in, the thing slides in like this. Then, once it slides in, and these right here catch on that piece of hard fiberglass, this right here goes up under or down into a clip. That one right there, it's made for a fat piece like that with that piece of cardboard stuff wrapped around the wire. But this one's about gone. So it really wouldn't show that bad if I didn't feather that right there down. But just for YouTube's sake, I will feather and show you that it does make a difference. I might need that piece right there. That right there could you see feathering, it does make a little bit of difference in it, especially whenever I spray some glue over that right there. Just for help hold its sake. Once that dries, I go back and just smooth it like that. And you wouldn't be able to really tell that I've done anything to it, but you see the groove goes right down through there. If the thing don't have no foam in the cover, if it has some foam behind that right there, it on the cover, it would make a difference. Like that. You just smooth it out to where it don't show. Well, you have to do it by hand sometimes. You can't get in a hurry on all of it. All that right there is covered up with the seat. You can tell right there where the seat clamshell went. That goes down into the seat. So none of that right there. None of that has to be done. The cover will cover it up. It won't never be seen. And you just take and smooth that right there out. Take and smooth that out. Spray a little glue on it. If you don't want it rolling back up later on up under the seat cover, so just take your little glue. So remember when we started what I told you about how you can make this right here look just as good as this one? That does have a little bit of wear right in here. I could take and smooth that out. It's not that noticeable, but once you put the cover on, it might be a little noticeable. So here you go. There's the one right there. You remember what it looked like before? There's the one right there, fixed. Looks just as good, if not better, than the first one. So that's the way you fix the foam. That does have some little bleed through where we might have wrote on it with a magic marker on the other side. But even on the inside, all that still looks good. And hey, that's how it's done. If you want it done right to where it's not all chopped up. This right here, I'm gonna do it the same way. I'm just gonna cut that right there out. Put the foam in there. Y'all can do it the same way at home. It might just take you a little while to get used to the. This right here takes a little practice. This knife, if you get good with that knife, that does take practice, because if you're not real familiar with this and not used to holding it flat or cutting at certain angles, you can dip in and it can, this right here can be like a nightmare to get used to until you get used to it, until you get really good at working with one of these. Some people ain't that good at it, but if you get used to it, this right here can be a big time saver in upholstery work. A lot of times you can use a razor blade cutting foam, like, what is it? That little handheld razor. You can cut out some foam with them. This right here does work good. I got a foam cutter that's about that high. It's electric, got a big motor on it. You can cut some squares out with that. Got a bandsaw to cut some foam with. I had a chance to buy a really good cutter, and it would cut. It wanted like $2,000 for it, and that was really dirt cheap. He sold it by the time I got where I could go get it, and it would really cut some foam, but can't win them all. I might try to build me a foam cutter, because we got a whole lot of foam, and we always needing some thin stuff, and we always needing different thicknesses, and that right there can be a time saver for you. But I do want to thank everybody for watching. If you don't mind, like, subscribe. We'll try to put on some more videos of some different things, and maybe it can show you some good ideas, or either might give you an idea of your own. So thank everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you on the next go around. Thanks.